Okay. Banjo with this. I'm still there. Everybody boogies on me. Okay. Hey, peace. A kind word. Yeehaw. Oh, cool, man. Cool. Glad somebody liked it. Yeah, I quit for 12 years. I posted 2 videos on YouTube in January and February of 2012, and I got about 3 views. I put the thing in the case. I didn't get it out for 5 years. I said, the hell with it. When I started playing electric guitar and posting here, I got 1,600 hours of guitar videos, so I figured, heck, might as well throw some banjo in there. Why not? It goes against my business model, but the heck with my business model. I'm having fun. Well, every generation has its challenges. You know, that's just a given, man. That's all. It goes all the way back to freaking Moses, man, and even before that. Most people have conscience, what's called a conscience, and once they learn how to use that against us. Yeah, yes, yeah, sheep more or less. We're all sheep of some sort. You know, you're either the sheep or you're the predator. And these days, the predator is in the form of money and a desire for money. Those most powerful, you know, I put them right up there with somebody who's capable of just walking up and putting a pistol to your head and blowing your brains out the other side. They're right there with them as far as I'm concerned. Just like our president of the United States has had a security detail with him for way back. But, you know, he's the only commander-in-chief we've ever had who's been a businessman and been bankrupt 6 times. I mean, all the money Fred had, and Donald lost it. He had to go to bankruptcy in order to save and, you know, shift stuff around. I know, buddy. Yeah, I know you ain't forgot. He keeps bringing up the Hollywood access tapes. You know, or Access Hollywood. Got the words out of order. Not exactly. I started to say inverted, but you know, I'm more dyslexified them than anything else. Get your tail away from my neck. And quit. I'm simulcasting right now. This is my other channel over here. My cat's molesting the tripod. Figuratively speaking, he's leaving his scent all over. It looks like a San Francisco 7.1, you know, in progress over here. Cans flying off the shelf, CCTV cameras, you know, just vibrating. I can simulate it. That's a real San Mather folks really shaking tonight. I bet the Washington Monument comes down. Yeah, they said there was a earthquake in the San Madrid fault. I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but it's this, you know, the piece of earth that we live here on the East Coast was a little bit different. And there was an earthquake that was felt, and it's written about. But it is said that in the early part of the 1800s, that the Mississippi River, that's millions of cubic feet of water, that the Mississippi River flowed backwards for 3 days. For 3 suns, it flowed backwards. Can you imagine the effects of that upon the land? I mean, it was visible for probably a decade. And from outer space, the amount of fertilizer that was put into the earth by the flood would have been visible from satellite, by a satellite. Like an oasis. Yeah, man, I'm with you. Where are you from? Oh, you're in the middle of Florida? Yeah, man. I was talking about Florida the other day. I'm up here in Virginia. I'm just north of the border. I'm just north of the border of North Carolina, about 10 miles. And I was out getting my biscuit and coffee one morning. Done finished up, headed back to the house, and I went by this boy, and I said, something just hit me. I turned around. I went back and I picked him up. It was on a 4-lane, and he was hitchhiking when nobody should be hitchhiking. And I picked him up. I said, "Where are you heading?" He said, "Key West." I said, "You're kidding me." He said, "Yeah, man." I said, "Well, it looks like we got a little time here I got a little time on my hands." I said, "Tell me a good story." And he started, and Lord mercy, it ended up, he'd got up with 2 guys who had been to West Virginia, and he said I don't know whether he knew going in or not what he was getting into. But when those boys got to West Virginia, the law was waiting on them to come back, because they'd stiffed a whole bunch of older people for roofing work and such like that. And, it's just, real bad people, I don't know whether he knew that going in or not. I took that boy, I don't know, 140, 50 miles, something. He wouldn't have got a ride, that far. If he'd have stood out there for 12 hours, he wouldn't have been able to get that in 3 rides. But I got him as far as down there, about 10 miles north of Charlotte. I told him I just got to turn around. I was on a little Chevrolet pickup. I ain't got about 12-gallon gas tank. And I just looked up and had one check on me. So I got that. Yeah, man, that dude, he got up there in West Virginia, and the police got those guys and had to let him go. And they took him to the interstate and told him not to get on the interstate. Or they'd lock him up. So he sat there until somebody come along and gave him a ride. And he said he'd been 3 days. So when I let him out, I gave him every penny I had on me, which amounted to about $14. And I gave him a calling card, and that's back in the early 2000s when you had to pay telephones. But, I did the dude as solid as I could. And I took my one check, went back up the road, and found somebody to cash it for gas. And I carried my butt back home. But I was just talking about how sometimes you see somebody and you just feel like you need to do something for them. Well, I turned around, went back, picked this guy up. I carried him 140 miles, gave him everything I got, and just for the grace of God, I have to have a check in my pocket. The guy, he got to a place where there would be a homeless shelter, to where he could shelter for the night and get him a good meal. A calling card I gave him, it had enough minutes where he ought to have been able to call somebody to in Key West to come from Florida, because that's, even after I got into Charlotte, my God, he was still at least 12 hours by car, 60 miles an hour from home. Key West, it's way, way down there. I believe it takes 14 to 17 hours to get to Miami. And then Key West is further than that, way further than that. But anyway, I'm going to put y'all back on the shelf over here. Yeah, we're simulcasting tonight. I've been ignoring this channel over here. Hey, y'all still there? Hell with you. They done went away. They never stay but for a minute. Not anymore. When you get monetized, it's a crazy thing. When you get monetized, YouTube quits pushing people toward you. Then if you happen to endear yourself to the audience and your audience gives a super thanks, hits a super thanks button, does a super chat thing, gives you money, they get 30% off of the top. Then they hit you with taxes. And then they send you your money, and then you got to pay money on that. So then you're open to any litigation. I had to make a decision here about being sued by some Latin firm. It was Spanish. And I know doggone well doing banjos is not licensed. I know who it's licensed by. EMI, Combine Music, to be more specific. But that's where it's at. Anybody interested in Thunderstruck? Well, y'all weren't around when I played banjo, were you? Well, let's do that. Yeah, so I've got a guitar and a banjo in here, and got the guitar hooked up to a looper pedal. Somebody asked for a song, if I can play it, I figured, why not, be Mr. Nice Guy if you can. Hey, how's it going? Hope you're having a good night. I'm talking to these people over here on the other channel. Seems to be more of them over there than there are up here. Yeah, you're outnumbered right now. We're playing with the looper pedal. I'm tired. And I'll give you a reason why I'm tired. You play 30 minutes solid, and you're going to be tired. I can't help it. I say, I quit. I quit. Uncle, appreciate your time. Go back to see us now. Don't be no stranger.